HearthStone, Death Knight Rising. Finished the level 33 playlist. If you've not seen that, refer to the Derek Bogart channel. Moving on to level 34. Apologies for any confusion from game 10 regarding Sylvanas the Accused, my girlfriend, and Sire Denathrius, who was an enemy minion in that game, and as you can see, 10-10, lifesteal, battle cry infused to deal damage to various enemies, so this was not something I could just ignore, and I felt I had to not just kill him, but I thought the best thing at the time was to take control of him. So the short note I had on what happened, in case it was all happened too fast and it was hard to follow, was Infuse ability was one away from being able to gain the minion, sacked a ghoul. So revisiting what Infuse does, for every friendly minion who dies, you add to your Infuse total. And in the case of Sylvanas, when she infuses 7, she doesn't just destroy a minion, but takes control of it. So I had her infuse all the way down to 1. So I just had to have one more guy killed before I could trigger her control ability. So I manufactured a ghoul through my hero power, the ghoul charge, just so I could get it killed, so I could actually take Sire Denathrius instead of killing him. Yeah. So that's a quick explanation of that. Sylvanas the Accused and Sire Denathrius. I think those two should date, actually. They should date. Maybe Warcraft can set that up. Anyway, before we get on to a new series of games, I might head over to the quest section. A daily quest Hearthstone gave me encourages the playing of Death Knight class cards. There it is in the bottom right. Daily, 125, play 75 Death Knight and other class cards. So, I guess I might as well touch on it briefly. These blue gems that you get, it's for special rewards that are to do with, events, I guess. You can see along the bottom there, there's different reward amounts for the amount of points you accumulate. So I figure I'll try to get across here as far as is reasonable. So try to get that done. So with that in mind, the Death Knight deck that I've been playing employs many neutral cards that I feel fit in well with Death Knight thematically. But for the purpose of completing this quest with little delay, I have crafted a new deck. So a new deck with only Death Knight class cards, just to rapidly fulfill that requirement of that quest. and smaller casting costs to play as many cards as possible. So, a little less concerned about winning and just playing as many cards. So, I mean, this gives us a chance to look at some more Death Knight cards beyond what I originally showed you in what would have been episode 0 of the level 33 playlist. So, might as well get a look at some of these things. Yeah, Arthas's Gift. I think Arthas wasn't he in story for Warcraft? Wasn't he a paladin who got twisted to the dark side and became a Death Knight? So Arthas's Gift. Pretty cool art there. It's got like what is that, like the Lich King's mask in a gift bag? So discover a temporary dark transformation, howling blast, or death strike. So requires a little bit of understanding some of the Death Knight cards. Dark transformation, transform an undead into a 4/5 undead with rush. So you could even do that to your ghoul charge and just immediately turn a guy into 4/5, even if you don't have anything in play or in your hand. Howling Blast. Deal 3 damage to an enemy and freeze it. Deal 1 damage to all other enemies. So you might damage the hero because he's an enemy. Might kill some small things. Death Strike. Lifesteal 6 damage to a minion, so you vampirically regenerate that health. So versatile card. And just to make it easier to see stuff. Body Bagger. If you're roughly my age, you might remember the movie The Karate Kid, where one of the evil fighters very excitedly said, "Get him a body bag." Battlecry, gain a corpse. Not the greatest card, but he's cheap. Lesser Spinal Spellstone. Give undead in your hand +1/+1. Gain 5 corpses to upgrade. So undead's typically what I'll use, so I might get some use out of this. I've got quite a few spells in here, though, I think. I'm not sure how much mileage I'll get out of something like this, but the old skeletal sidekick, he's in my main deck. Friendly undead +2 attack. Blood Tap. Just to make sure we get a good look at that art. This is pretty funny. Let's give it the profile here. Yeah. It's similar to that other thing we just saw. Although this is all minions in the hand, not just undead. Spend corpses to give them +1/+1 more. Pretty cool art. I have to start copying and pasting that, I think. Sorry. Okay, what else? Death Chiller. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to 2 random enemies. So I've got enough spells in here that should come into effect. Frost Strike. Used to play with this, it probably could go back in the deck. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If that kills it, discover a Frost Rune card. So it could very well be like a spell. You can discover as in choose between 3 random possibilities. I don't know if I've done discover in this series so far. So that can be useful. You can kill a minion and you get a card. So it's one of those 2-for-1 type cards. Harbinger of Winter. Death Rattle, draw a frost spell. So get a frost spell out of your deck. We just saw one, Frost Strike, so there are frost spells in here. More discovery. Hematurge, as in blood. Blood Mage, essentially. Battlecry. Spend a corpse to discover a blood rune card, so probably a blood-related spell. Poison Breath, give a friendly undead poisonous. So give it the ability to kill anything it does damage to. That might be what saves you sometimes. Like maybe you have something that you simply must get killed, and you've got a bunch of small creatures like I do in this deck. Acolyte of Death. I like the colors. After a friendly undead dies, draw a card. So I've got undead in here. So I might get some card drawing. Here's more card drawing. We saw the Chill Fallen Baron from my other deck. When he comes into play and when he dies, draw a card. Rambunctious Stuffy. So we're getting into some of these more comedic cards. This is not really serious. This is supposed to be a Death Knight, Lich King. So you can get like a ghostly stuffed animal. So 4/2. So 4 power rush. And after you cast a frost spell, gain reborn. So if you're experienced of a player, you probably might think to you first cast him, and before you actually rush, as in attack a minion, cast your frost spell first. Cast something to give him reborn before he attacks. Don't attack first and then forget you need to get reborn on him, because with 2 toughness he might not live. So you play him, cast a frost spell, and then attack to get and you have the reborn. Reap what you sow. Look at this guy with a pickaxe. He's chopping for minerals. Deal 3 damage, excavate a treasure. So that'll give you an assortment of options. You go to him, reap what you sow. So too many to really go through, but various creatures and spells you could get, which would be useful. So deal 3 damage, maybe you'll kill a creature. Maybe even you'll finish the hero with it. Then you also get to excavate and get a card, basically. Finally, Rhyme Scale Veteran. No, sorry. Rhyme Scale Siren. Where the hell did I get Veteran from? In the words of John Cleese, in his guest star appearance on Third Rock from the Sun, perhaps I have a brain tumor. Rhyme Scale Siren. You cast 3 spells while holding her. Freeze 3 random enemy minions. So again, there's plenty of spells in here. I might just use it. So I guess I could touch on it at the top there. We've talked about runes before. 1 red rune, 2 blue. So I didn't really set out to pick those runes. It just came naturally. I just started to select what I wanted, and it just came natural that I have. I seem to be a blue player when it comes to Death Knight. I seem to want to favor blue and a little bit of red for good measure. So, as you can see, everything is casting cost 1 to 3. So not many power cards. Not a lot of game-changing stuff in here, but maybe the speed of the deck might overrun some opponents before they can get things up and going. So might sneak a couple wins in there. And even if I get slaughtered, we'll see some of these other Death Knight cards in action, which there's some merit to that. So let's see how that goes.